until when they saw Shatta put out our flyer first. Then they realized, they did that because they told them that, okay, if you guys also want to do your bikers event, wait till Aglo is done. So when Aglo is done on Sunday, you can do your event. I think it was around the same time they saw that, we have also posted a flyer, and it was the same day. Hey, come and see another war. Anytime I go to the State House to go do meetings, these guys are there. They are almost beating the guys at the State House. In fact, there was one day that we went to the venue to do recce, and the guys called the State House, but I said, well, we were there, and they came. So initially, they agreed that, okay, if the place has been given to us, then they are begging us that when we finish, we should tear down early so they do their events. But I'm sure someone advised them that, hey, you want to do your event after Shattawale's birthday party at the Independence Square, you want them to tear down. Even if you can pay bow, if you pay a bow, you can beat me. So later, one morning, I think when I was going to pay the final thing at the State House, that was when they came there, and they met me again. I think that day I went with Roland, and when they met us, okay, now new meeting, they want to change their date to 16th, and because Shatta is their brother, and they don't want to come and put any rush on him, blah blah blah. I said, well, it is good for them, it is good for us as well, because of course, look at the time Shatta closed the show, 7:40 something. Are you now coming to tear down? If you look at, you see, I'm not going to call Independence Cafe now, event, but God saved them and God saved us. So that was how preparation was done. It was good, but full of experience. Without this, they make me learn. After all, they helped me to get contact here and there, and running around like that. Oh, it is my talent. At least I know how to talk to these people to get some of these things done. Unless no one means any mischief. Like it happened with the stadium people. They said they meant mischief because there was someone there who wanted to just cause mayhem, and the person achieved. But the people at the Independence Square, they were clean-hearted. In fact, Madame Juliana would tell me, so me too, I'm a Shatta movement. Me too, I'm Shatta movement. So anything involved me, I said, well, thank you so much, Madam. So, Madam, if you happen to watch this, on behalf of Wale, the Shatta movement empire, we are grateful for your support. Now, let's talk about publicity media during this 13 days of preparation. Of course, you cannot underestimate Shattawale's media strength when it comes to online. Shatta used his strength online to be posting most of the activities that we did. So the first flyer, official flyer proof, was put out and conversation started. There was even a guy who made a video and said Shattawale's show flop. I don't know if you guys came across it. I think he lives abroad. He did a video. I think he was in his car or something. And Shattawale has made a mistake. How can he do a birthday party within just this short time? The show will flop. He is warning Shattawale. Shattawale is going to record disgrace. Maybe you might have come across that video. The guy was online, and because to him the birthday party was the time, the preparation was too short, and that it was going to flop. That is the plan of man. He didn't know the plan of God. God had different plans for Shattawale and the team. And to me, I want to say that they were all part of the publicity. In fact, let me also seize this opportunity to say thank you to some media houses. There were other platforms who gave us slots to come and talk about it. In fact, on my side, I'll give shouts to Onia FM, Kesben FM. Where else did I go for an interview with you? I think to one Saturday I did some marathon Asasipa. Yes, one Saturday I did some marathon interviews, be like that. Started from Onia, went to Asasipa, and went to Kesben as well. In fact, that night I was supposed to even go to Seliman's program. Big shouts to Ray Ankara and the rest of the boys, Montes. I was waiting with them somewhere. We had some corner taking 1 and 2, and I told them, "Oh, I'll be this evening. I want to go to Sally's program and tell her that Shatta is inviting you to his party." But unfortunately, it did not happen, so we could not go. So yes, I want to say thanks to these platforms. And Shatta himself also went to Joy Prime with George Quay on the Prime Time program. That also did some good work for us. So to all these platforms, we want to appreciate you. But there were other platforms that we did not appear on, but they voluntarily also made noise about the show. Let me say big shouts to her. At least I heard her on several occasions talking about the show on her platform. And a good number of them, some of them I will not be able to mention. Some of them were running LPMs. Oh, let me also say big shouts to Gary Smith. Yes, Gary Al Smith. Oh, yes, Gary Smith. Of Spotty FM and Spotty TV. He also did well. In fact, he was running LPMs. At a point, he even called me that, Sammy, Charlie, what should I do in terms of publicity? Do you guys have some jingle or something that we can play? Don't worry, we are going to play to support this. And said, Charlie, no jingle, but if you can let the guys run some live presenter mentions, aka LPMs for us, we'll be glad. They said, no problem, it will be done. So I remember on the day I even called Gary and I gave him some VIP tickets to come and have some fun as well. So yes, we actually did. And the publicity was on. Thanks to Shatta Movement, online content creators, fans, bloggers, they also took charge. You pass here, Shattafest. You pass there, Shattafest. You go here, Shattafest. In fact, everywhere you go, Shattafest was being discussed. So within 13 days, I don't know what is it with Shatta in 13 days. It's the same way when he was doing the 360 event at the Accra Sports Stadium. Same way, within 13 days, the show was organized. I remember at that time I was working at CTV. He came there for an interview once. Just once with medical. He came there for an interview once with medical, and once again, that was also executed. And I want to say big shouts to his God. In fact, his God is really big. So in the area of publicity, that was how it was done. We want to appreciate everybody who was part of this drive, because without you, we would not be able to do it alone. In fact, even whether we added 1% to it, we still want to appreciate the individuals, groups, companies, entities, those who are added to it. We want to say, God bless you all. Now, let's move on to my third point, which will be about setting up and getting the structure ready for the show. Once again, I remember someday Gideon Brady from Virginia called on the show and said, Abasami, looking at the space that you are going to do the show, why don't we do a secular stage? And on the moment he said, I cut him, because I said, how did he get the idea of what we were going to do? But technically, we were sure going to have some challenges because of the venue. The venue is closer to the sea, waves, wind here and there. So technically, we were advised that if you do that, we were surely going to have issues with sound. So let's tweak it. And once again, we tweaked it, and we got a beautiful stage like what you guys saw. So setup also started. They started loading in around Tuesday. Yeah, so Tuesday. So from Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, there, almost every day I was at the Independence Square. I think it was until Thursday, right, Theo? That was when I moved out of the office and I said, okay, the first day I had to go sleep at Osu, Sun City Hotel, so that I could be closer to the venue to do to and fro. And then on Friday, Saturday, I told you Shatta checked us in at the Kempinski Hotel for us to continue with the work. So from Thursday there, I left home to go and chase bread. For back to back, you wake up 6. Charlie, sometimes I don't feel like eating. You wake up now, you're in the car going to the square to make sure all is well. And let me also say big shouts to Charter House. In fact, at the point, I was giving them pressure. I remember after the event, when they finished doing the setup, Roland, there is one Roland at Shatta, he called me and said, Charlie, you see, we are done. When we were not done, we saw how you were posting stuff in the group, because we had a group with them. We saw how you were posting stuff in the group that setup is delaying and all. You see, they were not cool with it, but they wanted to also not say much, because it would be like back and forth and say, okay, Charlie, it was not my fault. there was pressure on me because the time slot, and we didn't want delays, knowing that Saturday we wouldn't be able to adapt to the setup. So we only had a few minutes or few hours to do this. So if it was not in a good taste, we were sorry. But once again, we want to say big shouts to them. When we were in haste, they were like calm. You know, something when you've done something over and over and you know, okay, you could achieve it. They were calm and they said, oh, it will be done. So, those who were bringing in barricades, they were bringing in those who were bringing in sound. Big shouts to Rhythm Africa, that is Frankie. Later he came to the rescue after we realized the technicalities and all, but Shatta House still did their setup and everything was done beautifully. Yes, everything was done beautifully, and I must say big shouts to all the people who handled the technicalities. It was good, but on the day so many things happen. I'm talking about the event day, and we'll be talking about that. Now, let me go on to the fourth point I want to talk about. That is support from people. In fact, our biggest support came from Momo from MTN. Our biggest support came from Momo from MTN. And we want to say thank you to them. Alfred and his team yesterday, we went to the Momo office to meet their CEO. He says we should just simply call him Shaibu. And when we met him, he also welcomed us, welcomed Shatta, and thanked him for what he had done for Momo. And again, Shatta also thanked him for what they have also done for him. And Shatta proposed some future events and future activities that he would want to do with them. Of course, they were happy, they welcomed most of the things, but there was one big one in there that we pray it manifests ASAP. And when it manifests, we'll tell you guys about it. That was one of Shatta's main requests to the CEO of Momo. So we are praying that it happens, and it will happen as well. We are so upbeat. We are so sure that it will happen. So you guys should just wait for that announcement. That one will break Africa. Well, so support came from different sources. Let me say shout outs from after Momo. I'll say shout outs to Casa Preko as well. Casa Preko also decided, knowing the number of people who were going to turn up, they promised us water, they promised us drinks, and of course some cash as well to support the organization. And once again, we want to say thank you to them as well. And there are other supporters. Let me say Hot Wave Africa. They were the phone dealers, the phone manufacturers. They also came on board. So if you remember, around that time, Shatta was sharing phones on live anytime he goes on TikTok. And I heard during the event, Shatta was also sharing some phones. Yeah. That side I did not see. I'll talk about that later. Yes, I heard that during the event, Shatta also shared some phones as well. So yes, they also came on board. In fact, there were some individuals who even called that they want to support Chibaini. He is a politician, let me call him like that. One day he mentioned already that he wants to support, and later he got my contact. He spoke with me and said, Charlie, I may not be able to do much, but I'm buying some 10,000 packs of water for people to drink. If the people are thirsty, why not come and pack your truck and serve them some water? Yes. And I was told they also, in fact, when they came, they called me, but I never saw them. Man was too hot, too wild, so I never saw them. They also gave them some water. We are appreciative of all these people for coming support, because even
Yeah. This is your boy, Wale Music TV. Send subscribe my show, so wanna subscribe him. If you wanna click bell no do, na me the video be out tomorrow. I want the first person about share. If you wanna drop a comment was so. Wale Music TV, yes, Shattawale ni TV, yeba mo Shattawale ni news. Na update, everything be a friend Shattawale who be a once a back on the more platform do. Into bomb modern subscribe, next share, no brother, and I was system who edumede in Wale Music TV. Video be able post on what had they be a ba Shattawale. Inti say Shattawale no fan quoting there, blend a bit good news. Blend never share, never subscribe, no brother, and I was system who edumede in the more platform do. Video be able post on what had they be a ba Shattawale. Inti say Ejimu di day Shattawale fan quoting there, blend a bit good news about Shattawale. Net bomb modern share, no brother, and I was sister. Who edumede in Wale Music TV. Thank you.